Can you hear me? It's good, thank you. Hi, nice to see you. Welcome, everybody. Today we are here to see the trend, the fit trend for Spring-Summer 21. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Lucia Rosin. I am a consultant, owner of consultant office Meidea. It's located in Italy, and we are mainly focused in denim and sustainability. I'm here with my dream team of Meidea, so Eleonora, Roberta, and Diego, and we are pleased to share our research about fits. We work deeply connected with Première Vision team because the innovation of fabric and laundry and finishing are very important. And we, with our research worldwide, we try to match all the information coming from casual, coming from the street, coming from the fair and from the music, and all in this presentation. What is very important, and I want to underline, that's all the images on the sketches we created are original. So nothing is coming from, online research. What for us is very important, the value of to be original. I usually want to underline this aspect, especially in this moment, because to be original makes you different. And of course, all of us, we are inspired what's happening on Instagram or Pinterest, but at the end of the day, what is important is to be unique. Especially for this season, we try to catch up and to understand what is the big things they are changing. They are in this area. We are. Sorry, can you? Okay. In this moment, there is a big change. Let's say what is happening right now is affected from politicians, from the movement in the street, from what is happening in terms of industry and Industry 0.0, and what's all the digital action, they are changing our way to live. So this is something that are pushing, even us, when we create something, to change the perception, to change the point of view on the things. And especially as I think many of you are designers, what is important is to change our way to create. The fabric now, especially the mill, are putting a lot of work on researching new way to create fabric and to give, let's say, a chance to be recycled or to have an upgrading in terms of sustainability. So we try to use all these inputs in our trend presentation. And we divide in 7 groups. This, of course, are recap of what is happening. So we have different aspects in fashion. There's no one way to see denim. What is important is that there are more modern, more formal, more younger, or more creative, or more aggressive. So all this way to see give extremely freedom when you create the collection. That's why we decided to divide 7 groups. The first one we call unrefined, the leisure. There is a mix of luxury and leisure. Nonchalant is more relaxed way. Superimposed, there is a lot of overlapping in denim. The wanderer, there is a new way to interpret the trip and how we make a journey in life. And ultra-human, this is affecting from the new technology, and the defender, there's the young generation pushing the big change. The first group, as I explained, we call unrefined. As we are creating a denim collection, what is very important, what is happened after our research is the ecru, is the white. Even if it's not indigo, but this is very important because, especially for denim, one of the parts that are affecting the collection is the ready for dye. So the PDF fabric, but also natural, raw, without any touch. This is, let's say, the most sustainable way to interpret denim. But because this is also a big research in terms of new fiber like hemp, like linen, This is affecting the fabric with this, unrefined aspect and beautiful. So we try to create this group. This is a lot of raw cuts, and it's very, we call pure and unrefined, because when you create a fit, and you don't know how to be a paper pattern maker, you start with a square line. So this very pure and original. There is, let's say, kind of primitive shapes. So if they're square, it's large, there is not any seams that can make this shaping figure. So these beautiful, original, pure shapes, working with different leveling fabric and mixing white on white, ecru on ecru, is affecting this group. As you can see, we try to make, a mood board for each group with some words that are inspiring you, also with the images. Some of these images, as I told you, are collected during during our research in the street, and some from museums, some from, let's say, nature. And we have, let's say, with this word, there is a recap about what is meaning. So, rural pursuit. This is the original, this raw, this untouched. And the clean color, because we have white on white and ecru. We have, of course, an holistic approach. Because when you design something, we start from the fabric, from the seeds, till the end. So that's why it's our way we have to design the collection, starting from the land till the end. If we think like that, we are able to create something unique and unexpected. So primitive shapes, dense and compact, because sometimes if you have a very dense fabric and you need to, let's say, loose on you, stay very rigid and square. And some faded natural, so again, tone in tone. Abundant volume definitely is too big, and white on ecru, and essential design. We put some video just to make you more entering the mood, and especially these two, we put also together some fits in order to understand better the volume. And these two shapes beautiful because we have this exaggerated pants for her. This is kind of triangular shapes with very wide pants and a kind of paper touch for the top. And for the man, as I explained, to make, different fabric working together, like, over quilting, but for summer. Can you imagine quilting on linen or quilting on very light cotton? This can be used, there's no season at least. And the crop top for him, this is also raw cuts. So as you can see, all the volume is, let's say, more exaggerated. And the focus is in light and summery quilting. So use the quilting for summer. Sorry. Okay. These three people together is essential to understand, because the guy we call beauty basic, because this guy is very original. So there's nothing you can add, very simple things. It's a beautiful basic when you have, this simple t-shirt with button and the crop pants. And for her, that's genderless, we have exaggerated volume for this short overall. And we play with different fabric, like, thicker and thinner yarn, in order to create this kind of mega slab. As this morning, maybe, I don't know if somebody was during the presentation of Première Vision, was very interested in this contract of slab. And for the lady, we call sound the toast. We have a very short crop pant, and the short crop top. There is a kind of paintings with natural effect. Can be also a kind of painting with natural pigment. So it's also interesting the research that you can do in this. So create a tone in tone. Here, I think this expressed exactly what's I mean. This holistic, this beautiful sensation, this wellness. And these two ladies are embracing the logic that we are creating. So exaggerated fit, very loose, but also the coat that look like, you know, very drapey things. Is for summer, but the mood is not seasonal. So at the end, we have this focus on total well-being and style. So very luxury, beautiful, tone in tone. And the kind of the social pajama, we call social pajama because it's beautiful when you go outside and you feel like to be very relaxed when you wear it. And there is also seasonless woven tube, because another thing, as I explained before, for the quilting, to have a kind of nice construction done with linen or cotton that creates this, let's say, round volume. So when we use fabric that are, say, with a volume, we create more square and rounded fit. Next group. Next group is the leisure. As I told you, this is a mix of luxury and leisure. And it is a mix of functionality. Of course, this is an inspiration from workwear or military, but this, of course, more refined, because we use this luxury detail. Even if you see here, the proportions are more slimmer, and also the mix of color and patch. We try to give you also an indication about color. Of course, there is no, let's say, Pantone, but even as the first group, there is white on white, ecru on white. Here we have a mix of natural tone mixed with military. And let's see, also interesting mix with the checks and stripes together. And this is the word that we like to use it here. So we have heritage archive, we have artisanal research. Of course, this is a lot of work, because we are more deeply search about new finishing. This is the very luxury things. And then we have stylish utility fit, refined look, cargo luxe. We call it cargo luxe because we have exaggerated paint, but it's very shiny, it's very pure and essential, and sometimes we have a kind of satin fabric that's more refined look. And text accessories, of course we have some plastic or recycled plastic detail for accessory, and then sweeping, sheen and shimmer here, and hybrid work suit. The first two couple here we call patio talk, and this is beautiful because you can see how we mix this, let's say, gabardine and let's say with brown color with some pattern like checks, micro checks, and this is a more refined look because we just use a formal coat and really work it in a different way. And this is kind of egg shape, and look at the egg shape. And for the other guy, we have a kind of experimental logo. We have a lot of, let's say, way to tie yourself, and then mix with some stripe. And you can see the pants, we have some opening on the knee that create this kind of nice contrast. So at the end, all the mood is like a more sartorial feeling. So pattern microwaving, dance ottoman, so total, even the color that you see is brown. Normally it's a winter color, but it's very cold tone, and it's beautiful for summer. This trio, very elegant, of course, and highlighted, you know, the research. And of course, this kind of work that's our, let's say, kind of creative work in nature, like, you know, expert arborist and landscape architect and the herbalist. So they are using this functional and work look, but more elegant. And you can see all the detail, like, you know, the shirting that is using two different color, like stripe and plain fabric, or the guy that's using kind of patchwork together with the plain fabric. And for her, we have a tied back. That is also another interesting detail. This is coming from the previous season, but it's still working. And we have the focus on flat square pocket. During the last season, the past season, there was a lot of 3D pocket. For this season, we want to return to the most flat pocket, because we need to have more refined look. And this way, even when you wash down the garment, you will have more flat look, especially when you have very nice and precious fabric like satin. And okay, let's see again the color, the mix of colors. So very basic color like brown, blue, and green, but used in a very elegant way. And the last of this group, we have two ladies, and this is very focused on feminine military working. So we are mixing, like, you know, we call melted uniform. She has, like, we call military mom. So it's a kind of upgrading for ladies, military with high waist, straight pants with very green. So again, shiny, can be a very dense gabardine or satin with checks. That's normally, you know, is not used in this way, where we like to have very open in the shoulder area with some string, and for the other we call summer vernissage, very, let's say, fresh and military feature in the classy look. And so we use also different longers front and back side, and again we have flat pocket here. So denim plum skirt, but all the look is very elongated. The third group, this is really beautiful and summery, we call nonchalant. And here you can see this is essential for the summer. So we have a new society with slender and loose feet, lush look and material, and home feeling, and indoor and outdoor, easygoing, confident mindset. And we use also the inspiration to have, you know, kind of water paintings here, tone in tone. It's a kind of bleaching, but what we want is starting from an indigo that is pale in the beginning. So we don't want to wash too much, but just create a kind of laser finishing or painting finish. They are not be very aggressive on the fabric. And as you can see here, what is beautiful is also we create a kind of family mood. Because it's loose, because it's fresh, because it's very confident. And these are the key words, and also some picture to explain the concept. So we have a wellness journey. As I explained before, wellness will be the next word that we are going to use like sustainability. Wellness, wellness, wellness. Because it's really connected with sustainability. We are living in a very well way if we are using nice fabric, if we are using less. So wellness is, let's say, more around 360 concepts. And we have elongated shape, as you can see from the recap, a sorbent hue, so it's pale blue, pale beige, pale pink, so all will be like less color, like a pastel. And natural fiber, of course, we will have a lot of tencel, a lot of linen, so a typical fiber there are for summer. And laid back blues inspired by beauty, and serene floating. So floating because it's very draping and extra light things. So lakeside feeling, you know, when you're walking, you are in the summer, you like to be very relaxed with yourself. So M, barefoot mode. We give more time to the video because it's very inspiring you. And it's, as I explained, this is very for holiday. This is a more relaxed way. So for him, we have holiday countdown. So a kind of mix of two-tone of indigo by your paintings, but also extra lightweight. And we mix also with socks. They are, let's say, with pale pink. And for hair, we call resort blue. So a kind of very long shirt, and this is another very important point, very long shirt, and very floating spirit, because even the printing are inspired from nature, like a leaf. And another detail that is important, and you will see even in the last group, is about the pleating skirt. Pleating skirt. I was recently in Japan 2 weeks ago, and if you don't have a pleated skirt, you're nobody. So you have to, this is a must, and together with a very long shirt. And this is to underline the femininity. So you can be very female, even with these extra light things. The focus is in watery, toning, tone prints. Friday afternoon for him. It's a kind of office wear inspiration, so it's a hybrid shirt. And here we use this new technique for tie-dye. Tie-dye is overused, as everybody knows, from the capsule, but we like to use it in a different way. So more pale color, and starting from, let's say, kind of white pencil and overdye, or very pale indigo. So in this way, we are not being aggressive on the things. And even the pants for him is very long, and it's very drapey, it's loose, and we just add some extra pocket. For her, again, the detail of shoulder is very important again. And this tone of green. So wide straight upper light overall, off shoulder with string, and very feminine look. And the focus is light and sloping head for him. Again, it's a little detail. So the hats are important, and even when you build your outfit. And the last three people, and these are a family. This to give a different approach when we create a collection. We are creating for everybody. We are not just focused. Of course, we have a target when we create a collection. But here, you're just thinking in a more holistic way, selecting the right fabric, working for men, for ladies. So here we call Family Sunday Brunch. It's a beautiful thing that the guy, the man, is using this extra light, overall, very exaggerated volume, and details about the crochet bag. And the crochet, maybe, I don't know if you see during the catalog, there is a lot of detail of crochet. We use for bag, or for, let's say, some details like, hat or scarf, but this is a nice detail used like that. And this, as you can see, even in finishing, we have this very pale color and white tone. And for the lady, we have an overall with a feminine triangular hole. It's a kind of overall, but it's more like a dress, so it's very long and white pants. And for the last lady, again, we use this pleated skirt, very long, and this is pressed, and it can be a natural fabric with some a little more of polyester just to make the pleat more resistant. And we have this very long shirt, and we like to create a kind of tricot effect by using lasers. So it looks like a kind of knitting things, but again, it's a shirt. And focus is ultralight pleated skirt, as I told before. This group we call superimpose. This is a typical group for denim, and this can be beautiful because you can use all the detail in denim, and it's even dark color, pale color, mixing laser, mixing printing together. This is super beautiful, and it's very contemporary things here. And it's very metallic because we have a kind of, let's say, overlapping on things. Even when you use, let's say, formal things with very sporty things together. And a fresh creative experience here. And the same, we can think how, parts of the jackets or from the pants, so create a different perception even in pants here. These are the keywords, and as you can see, we have geometrical cuts, indigo shades garment, and laser stratification, craft technique, alliance of volume means different volume together, mix of feeling and texture, focus on surface again. So because it's metallic, we can have like a printing or like a paintings with some little touch, or fabric with a perception, like a 3D perception. And we have a merging of volume here. The first couple, we have a geometry fusion for her, and because, as I told you, we have a vest, because you remove a part of the jacket here to create a more crop vest, And what important, there is a transparent fabric that you can use as a long shirt here, and in fact the focus is transparent indigo linen, and the pants that is a sums of different fabric together, kind of encrusted things. And for the guy, we have a re-edited kimono with a technical sweatshirt and hammered pants. So it's also mixing different inspiration from cultural, from the daily life. These three people are very interesting because especially the one in the center is what we call not so nerd, because we have rethink how to use the formal sweat in a different way. Because if you are using extra lightweight for indigo, very dark, the shades will be very loose. Together with the sporty jacket, the sporty jacket also we create a different perception because we use a kind of flower printing or flower laser. At the end, we have a contrast between something that is more formal and serious with something that is funny. And even for this guy, we have exaggerated edge shape and square pocket. And then we have also a double leg pants because you can remove it with a zipper. And for the last guy, we call mindless guy, it's beautiful because again, we create different contrast by stripe and different tone in indigo. And let's say now the mills are offering a wide offering in terms of different color of indigo. So you can create this, let's say, kind of patchwork thing. This is beautiful. So sophisticated street look, asymmetrical pullover, and row patches here, and the cargo elastic hem. So, and the focus is about a mix of office wear volume with a sporty layering. Sorry. And the last one, sorry. This is the last two girl about this group superimposed, and this is really, let's say, impressive because we have we construct this outfit putting together different layers. For her, we have an indigo knit, or can be even a jersey lasered to create a kind of trim, and together with the dress. And for the other girl, we have a very long skirt that is also together with a crop pants, white crop pants, and this creates a different, elongated skirt. So the focus is laser pattern. We like to show the work that water can create by using this video. At the end, I don't know if you see in the culture there is a lot of the things that are coming up. We like to have an idea that's still about sustainability. So using the laser or using less aggressive washing. This beautiful group we call Wanderer, and this is very related with what is happening in the society, what is changing. We are facing a big change in terms of younger generation. And they are constantly connected, and they are using the fashion in a different way because they don't have any background. So there is a total freedom. Even when we are mixing camouflage or military pieces with sporty pieces. That's why this group is very, there's a lot of freedom. It's a functional and funny together. There's a multicultural things together that are creating opportunity. And it's an opening new mentality and experience. So travel as experience is important. And every time you go in some different place, you bring something and you take it at home. Here we have absolute gentleness. Even the picture that we use here, it is coming from different culture. So something that we bring in Japan, something that we bring from Turkey, something that we bring all over in the street. So, and there's also a shapeless body, a journey experience here. here. Exaggerated volume again. And we call global nomads and neoprene. So very bright color like yellow or pink that to underline your unicity. And folk mix inspiration. And pop art is also inspiring from what's happening in the street. And here especially, you know, we are inspired from Billie Eilish. This is actually exaggerated volume that's, you know, overprinted and mixing different printing. You know, be brave without any, let's say, any rule. If I like to mix camouflage with, you know, bright printing, why not? There's a total freedom here. And even for him, we call journey thrower because, as we see before, something is coming from the past and we can use it with a different perception, with a different vision. And so the color changing, with a mix with nylon and matte fabric, it's very bright aspect. So co-worker inspiration, worker with inspiration, real flexibility, shape, inbox, and clean. And the focus is super wide jumpsuit. When I see total freedom, really this is total freedom because we have, you know, especially for the long pants, we are using metallic printing and this animalier, so it's on the base of indigo. We can overwork with other effects on it. So some metallic effect, and even for her, for this, you know, technical blanket, we are using like, you know, like a coat. So a patched kimono. So there are pieces that are coming from different cultures and mixed together. This I want to underline, even when we are using vintage pieces used with new, together with new things. But even the color, so you have very bright accent with printing, you know, like bright orange and this, you know, military green, but it's more bright. And the focus here is remastered camouflage and animalier. So these two guys, when we talk this morning about non-uniformity, yeah, it's a completely freedom. Again, we are going to mix pieces that are coming from sport together with denim. So, for example, over-dyed denim with bright color, together with the pants that are coming from running pants, together with t-shirt that's tie-dye. So this completely, you know, there is no rules and no uniformity. Something that you're completely free to use it. And even for the guy, we have, you know, some little detail like a crop top over-printed and with a long shirt in dark denim. So again, we have classical shirt, but city multifunctional short and mixed technique. So we like to mix technique. This is beautiful group because there is, you know, free, totally free. And the last two of this group, we called her urban walking. She's, let's say, kind of using pieces for go in the gym, but with a formal skirt that is coming from tencel, so very drapey and soft and over-dyed. And for the guy, we have a passage mishmash, a double layer flare short, so we have, again, more pieces together, and double braced waterproof jacket. So we have a feature here. It's important to have kind of fabric with feature, like, you know, against rain, against anti-odor, anti-wrinkle free, something that you can put in the bag and open it and use it. And the focus is about active sport mixed with fluid and breeze items. This group we call ultra-human. And, okay, this is very important because we have the stretch. Normally, if you see in all this group, we have more exaggerated volume. We have more rigid fabric. But especially for this group, because it's one, the more sporty things, we have a stretch and hyper stretch. And also shiny aspect and some very bright and electric detail. And a mix of different materials together. There's a constant connection with smart processes here, 3D, digital craft, new visual languages. So we have the society of data. So we have reflective print, neon and detail accessory, engineering denim, and design. So here we are, let's say, using different techniques together, especially because we have to be very bright, so very shiny thing, ultra stretch, and more evident thing, like overprinting or over laser stuff that you can, more evident things. And this is a new visual languages. And we are also using the bright electric blue. And these two couple, the two people, we call out of the gym because they are just coming out from the gym. And we have stretch denim, long top for her. And we have kind of, let's say, artistic paintings on the front. So it's a formal pant, but we upgrading in terms of color with a new bright aspect with over dye of this, this bright electric pink. And for the guy, we have a contrast between the matte denim and nylon, and with some detail that are coming from, you know, accessory with green, so very bright green. The focus is about synthetic and natural contrasting surfaces, and this is very contemporary. What is new here? We have fabric with feature, as I say, so something that is more related with the essence of the fabric. There is a big research in new fabric feature, and this will be a new frontier for the fabric, something that is giving back to you something that can be more relaxing or more warming or more fresh, but fabric with something that give you something back, with some benefit to you. This is inspiration is from the motorbiker, but of course it's a review with denim. So we have black denim and white denim together. We have some shiny effect on it, and let's say very bright detail like red. And for the guy, especially, we have, you know, a mixing of black and blue. As you know, again, in the fabric there's a big research to have a big feature. So more resistant fabric, durability on the things, and so that's why we create this look, because, you know, we can use this jacket for a very long time. So durability is one of the key words. And so focus is denim biker aficionados, because you can use this new vision for the biker. She is the sense, the first lady is the sense of this group, because you can use beautiful pieces like, you know, the jacket, the formal jacket. This is upgrading because it's very stretchy. It's there is an over, let's say, lasering or printing with a logo. This is something is not new, but how we are using here to highlight these sporty things and to upgrade the formal pieces, and together with the cycling pants that is very shiny, again super stretched denim, very shiny look like a satin, and use it in a funny way. And the guy we call healthy weekend, because we have some pieces that you can use coming from the sport, or you can use in everyday life. So like, you know, going out for summer just for walk. Because very beautiful things that we mix, for example, here, some net, some mesh with denim. So at the end you have some breathable pieces. And for the last girl, we call Saturday morning. So we have early morning walk. Even this green, that is very shiny green, can be kind of metal with some coating or over dye, very bright green. And the focus on regenerated office look. These beautiful things that you can, let's say, updating with different tastes. And this is the last group, and we call Defender. Maybe you don't need to explain why we use it, because this is something that is coming from the street. This is the need from young generation. But I want to say this is something that is, there is no, it's not only the younger generation, it's something that is transgenerational. I don't know if you know what's happening in the street about in Washington with Jane Fonda. She's more than 80 years old, but she was inspired from Greta Thunberg to go in the street and claim. That's me. There is no limit. You can do it. And she can do in a very more elegant way with her red coat, but this is something that we are facing. It is a big change, and we need to be in. So even when we create something, before my talk, there was another talk with other guy coming from Ellen MacArthur Foundation, Blue of a Kind. There is a nice, interesting movement that is coming from recycled things, so post-consumer, but also using existing vintage pieces mixed with new. A recent interview about, Anna Wintour from Vogue, she said, okay, for the vintage, maybe she used more elegant word, but this is important is, think about vintage. Because we have a lot of offering vintage, we can rethink, we can rework, we can use inspiration, mixing together some new pieces. But especially for this group, the Defender, we are, let's say, using new pieces with old pieces. We are using inspiration because our clothes is our flag. And the color is something that we are showing what we think and what we can do as action. And these are the keywords. These are some artwork we see in London. And maybe you see because you are from here. And this is very inspiring us. So we have environmental activists, fresh sloginess, and conscious design. There's also grunge influences. It's nice because the grunge is more than 25 years ago, but it's still a great inspiration, a mix of check and destroy Denim. But this new attitude of the younger generation can be reinterpreted in a different way. So iconoclastic spirit and handmade varieties. We know we are using only handmade varieties in the street. And here, as you can see, so use some new pieces with old pieces. Upgrade some, let's say, like a tracker jacket, cut sleeve, create a new fit, or even the crop pants. So mixing new with old. And handmade slogan writings here. And here we don't have, let's say, extremely bright color like a red. We have a kind of mid-tone, because it's that pieces that are already used. So it's a bright color that's overused. That's why it kind of a tone less. And here we call him Maverick Rebel. So statement tracker with half sleeve, environmental activist, so crop denim. And for her, we have a mom pants. So again, it's working the mom pants. Nice use of knitting together with denim, even to create different shapes. For her, we have, a kind of confidence. And all the group, as you know, they can mix each other. Depends on the fabric, because we have some loose fit. But of course, some of nonchalant group can be used here in a different way, with different color, because we can create this confident way to dress. And for her, we have, a multicolor crochet bag. Again, I want to underline the crochet. You can use it as detail, or as a top, or as a scarf. That is very important, because this will reconnect with the need to do something by hand. And it's important, again, I want to talk more about that, because there is a need now we have a kind of two souls. One soul is to go for innovation, for go to extremely, let's say, modern thing. The other touch is this real soul, is something that is antique, something that we need to do by our hand. It's the artisanal things that we need to touch. So mixing together is going to create something that is really unique and different. And this is an example. Another interesting thing is about the vision of the team. So rework on the team thing coming from the sport and playing together. So we have some pieces that we rework it. Even, we create some tie-dye, then we cut, use some old tie-dye. So we have an upgrading. Again, brand like Atelier Repair or Blue of a Kind, they're doing very good. And just to show what kind of performance you can have from old pieces. And even mix, tie-dye with check. So the focus is about tie-dye patchwork and mixing pattern like stripe or tie-dye together. And even here we have a very bright color. And the last three people, this is, let's say, kind of family, we know that we call Volcano Granny because she is acting. She is inspired from the nephew, she is inspired from the young generation. She wants to be in the street. And what is better than to go together with a young generation to play, to do something practical, do something that really changed the thing. So she uses some old pieces like, check and patchwork together. And again, with a guy that we call Chaviaton, because we kind of reworked stripe and their crop pants with writings. And for the girl, we call Dreamer Mate. We have a short tracker, very wide, so very fresh and young together with the old lady. And that's it. So, and this is our presentation for who wants to be here tomorrow. We have another one at 2 o'clock. And of course we are recording, and I think it will be in the Première Vision or in our website. So thank you to be together with us.